Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Tom from Tom's Gaming Co. And in this episode, we will be picking up right where we left off from the previous episode. Just gotta get all loaded in. We'll be set to go. Camera's a little off here. There we go. I guess it's a little closer. I guess that's a little bit better. And if you haven't seen the previous episodes, we are currently in the process of stat boosting. Although I do think it's about time we go ahead. Just let me check everybody's stuff. So we're still working on Kai and Crowley. Cleo's done. I'm done. Victor's done. And we're not gonna boost Stallion. We're just gonna do Kai and Crowley, and then we will go pick up Gremio, and then he will replace Stallion, and then we'll be all set to go. So without further ado, that's right, she's holding the defense in pieces because nobody needs that no more. So we will just go at it. So like, he can't use skill. That's great. We're done with skill on him. Yeah, skill's 255, defense 255. So it's just power, speed, magic, luck. And then he will be maxed out. Crowley definitely needs skill. He definitely needs luck, power. He doesn't really need power, but I am going to give it to him. Well, that's not a good start. Just gained 3 health. Boom. Alright, so we're back. Just smash through all this. We just keep that going. Fortunately, we're only increasing speed and power by 1. Still quite a ways. Luck will max out first. We'll start giving him luck, and then yeah, quickly moving along here. And I will pause it for every death scene. But I've timed it out already, and it's huge for the difference. Cutting off the death scene all the way to loading back in. It's a long time. And just to show you how long it takes, like this whole process here, we'll get into a battle. So what would have stopped by 4:45, and I'll try to speed through this as fast as I possibly can, which I do anyways, but It's already 15 seconds and we're not even to the loading screen yet. So that was 30 seconds of loading in. Roughly, I don't know. My math might be a little off on that one. Oop, that goes to Crowley there. But yeah, all the way to 40. Yeah, so it took a whole minute versus roughly about 30 seconds. Shadow. Baby. Come here. Sorry, my cat is going in. I woke him up from his nap a little bit ago. Not happy. Not a happy camper. Baby boy. Trying to get the whole TV in the screen here. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. And we'll go through the whole loading scene again. So it takes about a minute and a half. It's loading up right at 7 minutes. Shadow. Come here. I hear you got all these questions and problems, sir. So it's a 15 seconds-ish around there to just use the items. Basically about 10 seconds to get into a fight. So 30 seconds. Come here. Come here. Wanna sit in Daddy's lap? Come here. No. You guys hear that? My cat literally just told me no. What you complaining about then? What's going on? Huh, baby? What's going on? You want to sit in Daddy's lap or what? Sit nice comfy blankie? Oh, I moved it. I was like, did I just discard? I think I fixed the framing of it all the way around the TV. Now you get a full picture. I technically don't even need to give him magic because you can't take off his hazy rune, which would be absolutely fantastic. That'd be great. I believe all hazy does is just lower enemy marksmanship. Makes it harder for them to hit him, basically. Excuse me if I, forget to pause the recording. I forgot to do it that time. Previous videos, I actually forgot to go back to recording. Let's see, his luck's getting there. It's almost maxed out. His magic will be a little bit more. Speed and power is just going to take forever, unfortunately. Wait, yeah, I used him. But if this is what you guys want to see, just let me know in the comments. I have no problem recording all my deaths. It would be kind of cool if they had like a counter of how many times you've died. So that would be like a what do they call them? Like achievements? Like, oh, didn't die once during the playthrough? Which means all you could do is just use your items one time and that's it. So his defense and magic is maxed out. His luck, power, speed, and skill. Kai still has 5 more rounds of luck. But yeah, so just let me know down in the comments if you want the stat boosting as part of the playthrough, since it is technically something we are doing as part of the playthrough. But just let me know if that's something you want to see. Usually when I stat boost pretty much the whole video. Luckily, we're only at about 15 minutes because I've been pausing the recording. So, Yeah, usually when I stat boost probably for the whole video. Luckily, because they've already been progressed for a while, it's not going to take as long. But it being only basically 16 minutes to the recording, I may have time to get Gremio in this episode and have him for next episode. But yeah, just let me know down in the comments. Any of the videos, I will look at all of them. Usually pretty hasty to respond to messages as well. So, like I said, if you just want to chit chat or whatever, go ahead and send me a message, or you can go to the community. I have my community set up, and definitely as the channel grows, depending on whether or not it blows up or not, I may also need a moderator for my community. So you could always, do a shout out if you're interested in doing something like that. And I'll get you set up with that. I'm not sure if it's going to be paid. That will probably hold off until I get monetized. But yeah, until I'm monetized, then, like, you could get paid for it. I'm willing to pay. I've heard of some people charge... I'm gonna let this one play through just so I can talk. I've heard of some people charge like $5 to $10 a month for moderating. And honestly, I find that super cheap. That's not even worth it. $5 to $10 a month for moderating. Like, the creator basically puts the moderator in charge of removing stuff that could, get the channel shut down or get strikes. So I'll basically pay by the edit. And I guarantee you nobody's doing that. If you have to remove someone's comment or whatever, being a moderator, send me a message. I will count that as part of your pay, and I'll probably end up paying probably every week. So that's kind of a huge thing. You'll most likely get paid weekly, and it'll be per deletion of comments. Whenever, like, if we eventually get big enough of a channel, it might change, but currently I only have, I think, 16 subscribers, which is wild because I have thousands of views on my channel, which, by the way, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Obviously, if you want to be a moderator, you will have to be subscribed to me. Obviously, I don't have any membership, fees or anything like that. Like, there's no membership. Anybody is welcome to join the community. And like I said, I usually get back to people pretty quickly because I get notified on my phone of when people leave messages or comments or anything like that, and I do check them out as soon as I get the notification. So there will never be a time where, oh, you didn't respond to me, what the hell? No, I either seen it, didn't want to respond because it was something that didn't deserve a response, or it would be I just so happened to be busy at that point in time, and most likely I will get back to you later. But yeah, starting off, from basically now until I get monetized, if you wanted to be, a moderator, hit me up, let me know. It will be free. You won't get paid, just so you know. But obviously, if you're willing to work for me for free until I'm monetized, then, like I said, you will get paid. Very much so. For each instance, until the channel gets big, which I will keep in contact with you and let you know what the game plan is. Because obviously, if I have 10,000 subscribers and I'm getting, messages every single day, like, I can't pay you for every single one. You know what I mean? Like, that would be ridiculous. I wouldn't be able to do that. But at that point, we can discuss a weekly paycheck that is basically guaranteed every single week. So you could consider that an extra income. But yeah, so if that's something you're interested in, send me a message, let me know. The worst thing I can say is no. Experience is a plus, but and actually, you know what? To be a moderator, even at my 16 subscribers right now, I would say it wouldn't be out of pocket to, $5-10 every 2 weeks, just to start with. Literally coming out of my pocket. Not no monetization or anything like that. I probably could start paying right away, but it'll be every 2 weeks. You get like $5-10 or something. We can discuss that as well. It's $5-10, especially not being monetized and having a small subscriber count. That's not bad. That's not a bad deal. $5-10 every 2 weeks. Like, if you lived in the South, like, that's basically a pack of cigarettes. Like, I'm basically gonna be supplying your cigarette habit at that point. So it can be worth it. That's less money you're spending. It's less, Granted, you will have to come onto the channel and, delete comments or whatever the case may be, depending on how appropriate or inappropriate the comments are. But obviously, once the channel blows up big, like, I'm definitely going to be paying better, because there's so many chances at people screwing your channel over and lose the monetization, eventually you get strikes, and that's no fun. I don't want to deal with that. So again, you can start being a moderator and help out my channel, or even possibly, get other people to subscribe as well. If old classic games or what their jam is, by all means, send them my way. Hopefully I'll get a subscription out of it, which would be great. But I'm not gonna sit there and force people to, like, oh, yep, no, you won't be able to view my channel unless, no. I'm not going to make it a subscribers only channel. Nothing like that. It will be open for everybody. Everybody will be able to see my videos. I have no problem with that at all. I am cutting out the ability of little kids, just because there is the occasional swearing here or there. which, you know, it's okay. But as long as it's not getting offensive, like you're not calling someone a bitch or an asshole or calling them the C word, which it's like a dagger to my ears hearing it. But there is swearing on this channel, absolutely. Just keep it respectful and don't be too much with it, because then, you know, like, I'm gonna have to do something about that. So far, I've not had any of those problems yet, which is fantastic. I don't really want those problems. But at the same time, I want to give you everybody else that enjoys watching my channel, because like I said, I do get views, it's just not a lot. And I might get more over time, but until then, not that big of a deal. Oh, why was I trying to give that to... But yeah, like I said, if you're interested in being a moderator, send me a message. We can talk about the details. Probably start off at $5 every 2 weeks. So you're not just getting $5 for the month. You'll basically get 10 for the month, but you will get it every 2 weeks as if it was a paycheck. But again, $5. And then once the channel blows up, I get monetized, we can start talking about per deletion or per edit or you know, the progression of the channel, stuff like that, little announcements. Every one of those, we can discuss the payment on those. Chances are I'll probably pay somewhere in the ballpark of like 50 cents, 25 cents a comment or something like that. Because it is going to add up. Once the channel gets bigger, especially if I'm already monetized at that point, yeah, there's going to be a lot of them. So 25, 50 cents per message or per announcement or anything like that, it adds up. It'll be a lot more than $5 every 2 weeks, that's for sure. And then if I end up blowing up to, say, 1 million subscribers or 2 million, 3 million, you know, up there, and I'm still monetized and everything else, and you're doing a bunch of work, we can discuss much more. Much more. A lot more than 25 cents a comment. Like, I'll probably, like, cap off probably like $100 every 2 weeks. Or we can do like 50 every week, which is a huge jump compared to a lot of moderators. I am all about fair pricing when it comes to moderator. Especially if you're a good moderator, yeah. You're very much welcome to come contact me, and yeah, I'd say within 2 weeks, we can start paying you $5 every 2 weeks. Obviously, I will want references as well. I'm not just gonna hire someone because, oh, I moderated like 6 other channels before. Be like, that's cool, but what that tells me is you weren't very good. You were a moderator for 6 channels. It's no bueno. Not good. Not good. That means they didn't like you or they found someone better. Which, again, it will affect pay. Like if you were getting $10 every month, you might get, you know, $5 for the month. But if you're good and you just left your other creators' channel because you were doing a lot more of the work and it was just a lot and it wasn't worth your money or time, by all means, I welcome you. Come on in. I have no problem paying people, because obviously from what I heard, people getting $5 to $10 a month to moderate, like, no. That's I wouldn't call that a fair wage, especially if the channel's already moderated. You should be getting some of that moderation money. Like, you should be getting paid. Obviously not like, I wouldn't be expecting, $1,000 a month, but you get up there towards like, say, 10 million, you might be looking at like $250 to $500 a week. So I'm all about fair wages. I have no problem spending the money if it's worth it. But just let me know in the comments down below if that's something you want to do. And I will reach out to you directly and exchange phone numbers. And we can start talking about pay. Your past experience, if you've been a moderator before, if you know how to be a moderator, stuff like that. So, we'll have a tiny little interview session. We'll obviously have exchanged numbers at that point already. So, if anything, like say it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm sleeping and whatever, send me a text. Straight up text message. I'll get it. If I don't see it right away, just play it accordingly. If it's something you're just like, yeah, this probably isn't good for the channel, probably get rid of that. Or if there's other suggestions and stuff that you've seen on other channels, like, by all means, I'm willing to try other means of content. But currently, this is a classic, low-tech channel. So I play nothing but classic games like Suikoden 1, Suikoden 2, Battle Hunter, which I probably won't be playing very much of that. That's more of just so happened to work out that way, I guess. Got Driver. We could do some of that, do some missions, and drive around, maybe do some pursuits, chases, stuff like that in there. And that's just PlayStation 1, by the way. I also have a PlayStation 4 and a bunch of other games. So there's definitely other games we can play. I definitely have a good selection. I wouldn't say a good selection. It's an okay selection of games. I work more than I play, so but we can bring all kinds of stuff into it. And when I mean by low tech, I'm talking how it's recording right now is using my phone and just recording the TV screen.